You were just arrested and charged with a DUI. I'm sure you're feeling a little bit lost and a little bit scared. And for most of you out there, this is probably your first time dealing with the legal system. You don't know how things are going to work, and you're going down a rabbit hole of all these possible bad situations that can happen to you. I'm going to let you know right now, I'm here to help. In this video, I'm going to give you 6 steps that if you follow will put you in the best possible position you can be in to beat this DUI charge. The first step is actually the hardest step. And the first step is don't panic. Now, I know you just went through a very stressful situation. You were just pulled over by the cops, handcuffed, thrown in the back of a cop car, driven to jail. They did your fingerprints, your mug shots. They left you in holding. And you might be wondering, who saw you? Did somebody you know see it happen? Are they going to tell your friends? Are they going to tell your family? Are they going to tell your coworkers? And I gotta let you know right now, panicking is the worst thing that you can do. The reason why is when you panic, your thinking slows down and you eliminate options. So I recommend don't panic. Now, that being said, I know there are some of you out there that are just panickers, and you know you're panickers. And if that is you, here's my advice. What I want you to do is set an alarm on your phone for 60 seconds. Then what you're gonna do is pause this video and have your 60 seconds of freak out. You know, pace the room, go down all the what ifs, all the horrible possible consequences that could happen, pace, do whatever it is you need to do to panic, but as soon as that alarm goes off, restart this video and let's get started on your DUI defense. Now that you're done panicking, or maybe you didn't, it's time to move on to step 2. In step 2, I want you to write down everything that happened that night. Now, I know some of you might be thinking there's no reason to write everything down. You lived it, you experienced it, it was scary, it was stressful. There's no way you can forget anything from that night. And unfortunately, in most cases, that turns out to not be true. Over time, memories do fade. Sometimes you block things out. Sometimes you remember things differently as time goes on. So it's in your best interest to write everything down now while it's fresh in your memory. I want you to start at the point in time that you arrived at the establishment where you started drinking. Start recording the time that you started drinking, how many drinks you had, what were they, did you have any food? Also record what time you left the establishment. At what point in time did the officer pull you over? Also, it's important to record why he said he pulled you over. Next, I want you to record all the details from the field sobriety test. You know, the walk and turn, the stand on one leg, the touch your nose with your fingers. The reason why is cops are required to follow a very specific script when it comes to a field sobriety test. If they deviate from that script, it can invalidate the tests. So it's very important that you record everything. As your attorney, I'd much rather have more information than not enough. If I come across information that just isn't important, I can push it to the side and not worry about it. What I don't want to happen is have there be a crucial piece of information that gets missed that would help you in your DUI defense. So now that we've gone through that, it's time to get writing. For step 3, you're gonna have to do a little bit of legwork. And in step 3, what you're gonna be doing is collecting evidence to help yourself. Now, I know what you might be thinking. They're gonna have the body-worn video of the cops and the police report, and they're gonna have their own evidence. The problem with that is evidence that has been given to the district attorney by the police officer, and both agencies are trying to convict you, not help you. So in this particular instance, you are your own best investigator. It seems like a lot of people, when they're pulled over for DUIs, tend to be driving alone, but I have had a few lucky clients that have actually had passengers with them. What you need to do is, if you had a passenger, contact that person right away and have them do what you did in step 2. Write down everything they remember from that night. Also ask to see if they'd be willing to serve as a witness on your behalf to help formulate a better defense. Some people are okay with this. Some people tend to get a little nervous when it comes to coming to a court in this particular instance. If your friend or passenger, whoever's in the car with you, tends to be this person, maybe see if they'd be willing to sign a signed affidavit, basically stating that this was what they would testify to if they were required to testify. The next thing you're probably going to want to do is check to see if your car has a dash cam. This is something that's becoming more and more popular as days go on because people find it's a good way to protect themselves against insurance scams, and in your particular instance, can be used in evidence to defend yourself against a DUI charge. Something that a lot of people don't realize is cops can and do lie. On top of that, they are human and they do make mistakes, and nothing tells the truth better than a video. So if your car is equipped with a dash cam, save that footage now. The reason why is most dash cams have a limited internal memory, and what happens is every time you drive, it overwrites the oldest files. So if you don't save that footage right away, it could be lost forever. You might be even one of those people that's lucky enough to drive a Tesla. Those cars record everything. They have a ton of cameras both inside and outside of the car. So if you drive a Tesla, download that footage because it'll be probably one of the best things to help with your DUI defense. And if you start off with these things, we've started down the path to mounting a proper defense against this DUI charge. Step number 4 is probably going to sound a little bit self-serving, but it is an important step when it comes to mounting a good defense for your DUI charge. And that is hiring an experienced DUI attorney. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, you know what, attorneys are expensive. Maybe I'll just do some Googling, watch a couple episodes of Suits, and I'm going to go in on my own. And to let you know, that's probably going to be a very bad idea, and it's not going to put you in the best possible situation you can be in. The reason why is, as an attorney, I am more well-versed in rules of law and procedures of the court. So what that means for you is if you're looking at a case where you're like, you know what, I was drunk, they got me dead to rights, and I'm in some serious trouble. There may be something that was done improper during the DUI investigation or the gathering of evidence, which could lead your case open for complete dismissal. And that's something that you're not going to be aware of, let alone how to file the proper motions to get the case moving in that direction. So having an actual DUI attorney will help you when it comes to dealing with the courts. On top of that, because this is my business, I'm in court on a regular basis. So most of the prosecutors and judges in the area know who I am, so I'm not a stranger. When you walk in, they see you as someone who doesn't know what they're doing, and typically they offer bad to mediocre offers. The reason why is prosecutors' raises and promotions are based on their wins. So they know that you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what a good offer is or a bad offer, so if you take an offer with a lot more terms, it makes them look better and helps them get raises and promotions. When I walk in, they know that I know what a good offer is, and they tend to work with me a little bit better. Plus, I have a very friendly relationship with a lot of the prosecutors, so they tend to be more willing to work with me than against me. Another reason why you're going to want a trained DUI attorney is there's things that a lot of people are unaware of when it comes to the DUI in general as well. For example, did you know that with any DUI allegation, the DMV is going to attempt to suspend your license for 4 to 6 months? And that's even if you're found innocent or the DA doesn't even file your case due to lack of evidence. So even if you win in the courts, the DMV is still going to try to suspend your license for 4 to 6 months. What makes this even worse is if you want to try to save your license, you only have 10 days from the date that you were arrested to request a hearing with the DMV to try to save your license. Another thing that makes this a little difficult is you might be thinking that a public defender is a way to go. Unfortunately, public defenders don't do the DMV hearing. Here at the Pitman Law Firm, as part of my fee, I do the DMV hearing for you. And in most cases, you don't even need to show up to it. My name is Justin. I'm actually an attorney here and owner at the Pitman Law Firm, and I have years of experience defending people against DUI allegations. I've helped many people get their cases dismissed or at least reduced to lesser charges. On top of that, as part of my fee, I do perform the DMV hearing for you, so you don't have to worry about doing it yourself. On top of that, I have almost double the national win rate when it comes to facing the DMV, when it comes to saving your license. So if you are facing a DUI allegation and you live in the Southern California area, give me a call for a free consultation to see how I can help you. Now that you've hired an experienced DUI attorney, step 5 is something that I will actually handle for you, and that is a pre-trial investigation. During a pre-trial investigation, I request what's called discovery. And discovery is just a fancy term for all of the evidence that the prosecution agency and the sheriff's department have that are both good and bad for you. Once we receive those reports, this is where step 2 will really pay out. We will go over what you wrote down in step 2 as to what happened that night and compare it to the police report. We're looking for anything that's contradictory, things that the cops said happened that didn't, things that are even missing, because all of this will be very helpful in putting you in the best possible situation you can be in to win your DUI case. Now that we received all of discovery and we've compared it to your report from the night that you were arrested, we're ready to go to court, but there's still one more step that needs to be done, and unfortunately, it's not a pleasant one, but I do recommend that you do it, and that is prepare yourself for any potential consequences you may be facing with this DUI allegation. Now, here at the Pitman Law Firm, it is always our #1 goal to get every case either dismissed or at least reduced to a lesser charge. And in many instances, we are successful in that endeavor. But unfortunately, due to the unique situation of everybody's case, it's not something that we can do with everybody. That's where it's very important to hire a DUI attorney that's very honest and upfront with you so you don't end up with any surprises. Here at the Pitman Law Firm, we are very transparent. We will let you know what we're thinking, what's going on, and we will work with you based on what your goals and desired outcome are. But it's also very important for you to know that there are potential consequences with this misdemeanor allegation. As I did say, a DUI is classified as a misdemeanor, which means jail time is always a potential with any DUI allegation, whether it's your first time or your third time. Fortunately, here at the Pitman Law Firm, we've been very good about getting jail time either removed from any potential plea deal offer or reduced to what's called time served, meaning that the time you served during your arrest counts for the jail time they want, and therefore you don't serve any additional jail time. So this is where having someone like me is very beneficial. Now, aside from jail time, there are some other things you might want to be prepared for when it comes to a DUI offer. For example, they might have you do a DUI class. They might have you do some AAs, maybe some community service or community labor. They might have you do what's called the hospital and morgue program. There's a number of programs that they may ask you to do as a condition of your probation for accepting a plea deal when it comes to your DUI allegation. So here again, like I said, it's very beneficial for you to have an experienced DUI attorney because we will know which terms are appropriate and which ones are just way out of left field and you shouldn't take. So, but like I said, our goal is always to get the case dismissed first and foremost, or at least reduced to a lesser charge. But either way, at least prepare yourself for the potential of some consequences in the future. And there they are, my 6 steps to help put you in the best possible situation you can be in to win your DUI case. Here at the Pitman Law Firm, I have years of experience protecting people just like you from DUI allegations. In many instances, I've gotten people's cases flat out dismissed or at least reduced to a lesser charge. On top of that, I am very good at saving people's driving privileges when fighting with the DMV to help save your driver's license. Now, I hope you never find yourself facing criminal prosecution, but if you do find yourself in a situation where you do need a DUI or criminal defense attorney and you're in the Southern California area, go ahead and message me. I can't help you.